Hi guys, in this video we're going to have a deeper look on lens distortion, one of the 3 apps that I told you at the beginning. This is a free app that allows you to add different layers on top of the image that you've shot already. For example, if we want to add a reflection on the lens, or maybe we want to add some sun or some sun rays or a fog or rain or clouds, this app is really useful to add artificial effects on top of what is your original picture. Okay, now I want to show you a few examples on how to add a sun and sun rays in a proper manner. Let's have a look at it. Okay, this is the app, Lens Distortion. When we open, we need to choose a picture we want to edit. Let's pick this one. I'm going to show you how I edit it. The colors and the composition is already made. I'm just going to show you that with Lens Distortion, you can add a lot of layers on top of the picture. Many of them you have to pay to have them, but you have already enough in the free version to have fun with your pictures. For example, right now in this one, we notice that there is the sun that is coming this way. Although you don't see it, we can add a fake sun to emphasize the lightning coming from that side. For example, right now I'm choosing this sun, placing on the right side. And this is already looking pretty nice, right? Much better than before. But if you want to do even more, we can add another layer and then, for example, go in soft light and then tap the first one, which are sun rays. Drag the sun rays where the sun is and diminish, zooming in the circle. So it becomes a bit smaller. Positioning the right side, and then you tap on the soft light right here to access all the settings for these sun rays. And for example, we tap direction, and then we can move the sun rays where we want. For example, right now, I want it to go very close to me. For example, like here. I already like this picture a lot, so we could export it already. But just to show you, you can literally modify these sun rays as much as you want. If you want to make them more bright, if you want to change the color. For example, we go in temperature and you can make them more yellow or you can make them more blue. Of course, this is not real. You need to try to simulate the real conditions. Otherwise, no one will believe at this picture. So for example, if you go in threshold, you can increase the number of lights that is coming out from the sun. Or even diminish. If you want to shorten the rays, then you go in length and you decrease the length of the rays. Or increase if you want. There are literally a lot of options. Let's have a look at another picture. I shot this on the Jurassic Coast in UK with my phone. It was pretty nice. It was a golden hour. This is why the picture looks already so good. What we need to do here is very simple. Because the sun is coming from this way, we are gonna add a little sun coming that way. Just to fake it. There you go. I'm already done. This is edited. Here, before and after. It's pretty damn good, right? Okay, let's have a look at the third example. This is the Glasgow Cathedral. I was inside and the idea that I got is to add a soft light coming from this window, like the sun is hitting from here. Let's see if it works. Okay, there you go. You just need to put the circle right there, maybe a bit smaller, and then you go and control maybe the direction. Let's go and illuminate the subject that is here in the center of the picture. And we can change direction, see where it goes. This app detects automatically the highlights in the picture and creates the sun rays coming out from these highlights. This is already good enough, right? Not only sun and sun rays, but you can also add snow, rains, and clouds. Let's have a look at this picture. Here, in this picture, I was in the Everest during the snow. This is another old picture. I just edited the colors a little bit. But I want to show you that if I want to emphasize this storm, I can even add some snow. For example, let's get this ethereal snow here on top. It's already looking pretty good and I did nothing. But let's add another layer just for fun. We take this one, for example, and we can increase the dimension. And if we want, you can also edit different settings as we saw before. For example, the softness, if you want to make it less knitted, less sharpened. And this is like the effect as the snow was very close to the camera. But it's added in post, it's not real. And this is the before and after. It's looking pretty good, right? As you can see, there are a lot of options that you can put together. In this example now, I will show you different combination of different elements that can look good in a picture. Okay, for example, in this picture, we have many options of combination of sun rays, reflection that we can add. Let's have a look at a few examples. Here, let's add, for example, a sun on this side of the window. No one can really tell that this is a fake sun unless you know for real, right? But eventually, we can modify the colors, the opacity, the brightness, the contrast, the softness, everything we want to make it as real as possible. In this case, for example, it's too yellow, so let's make it a little bit more white. Or let's diminish a bit the brightness. Okay, this looks pretty good. Let's add another layer. We go in luminary, we take anything that is here, and then we put it on this side. Looks pretty good already. We can increase the blur intensity, the brightness, the opacity, everything that we want. Even here, we need to change a little bit the temperature because the sun is a little bit more yellow than the reflection. So let's increase the warmth of this legacy. Okay, this looks pretty good, right? Let's make it again. We cancel these two layers and we make it a new one. This time we're gonna add only some soft light, the sun rays. Okay, so let's place the sun rays here on the left part of the image. Okay, like this is fine. And then we go in direction and we modify the direction. Maybe a little bit more on the left. Okay, it looks pretty good. Like the sun is entering on this side, illuminating myself. Even here, if we want to make it less long, we can decrease the length or even increase the length based on how we like it. In this case, we can put another legacy, for example, on the left side to simulate an object that is in the foreground. We can increase the blur if needed or change the color. And even this one looks pretty good, right? Before and after. Let's have a look at the third and last example from this picture. Let's add the soft light, the sun rays, on the right side of the picture this time. We decrease this circle to make it less impactful on the picture, on this side, and then we modify the direction. For example, going to the left. This looks pretty good. And then we make another layer and we add an eclipse. It's like we simulate a reflection on the lens. For example, here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, this is fine. Then we click if we want to modify the colors, the brightness, the opacity. I'm going to bring down the brightness a little bit and then even the opacity a little bit down. And then maybe the saturation a bit down so we make it more gray. And this is more than enough. Before and after. Looks good, right? Okay, after we finish with the editing of the pictures, we can export it. The basic version of lens distortion allows only 80% of quality, which is still enough for Instagram or for social media. If you want to print this photo, maybe you should buy the premium version or you should edit the picture on the desktop version. Once again, remember that the best practice is to add all the elements that you want when you're shooting directly, without having to add the post-production. However, these apps are really useful if we want to make an image more interesting. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!